Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is going to be devoted to looking at Trump's last 9 days in office. So I'm using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, and then for the second portion I'll use the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edward. And I always put the, I don't have links to get to the cards, but I always put the description in my description area, what decks I'm using. Unless I screw up and totally forget. That's happened before. But anyway, Donald John Trump. What are you going to experience the last 9 days in office? What are you going to be feeling? What are you going to be doing? Will there be any danger coming out of you? What forces are hanging over you? What karma? Degree of success in his future. Okay, so actual situation for him. That's interesting. Challenges. Well, of course. Of course. His feelings and attitudes, and boy do they manifest, of course. Okay, let me move these out of the way so I don't mess up my flow here. Let me just draw the cards. Bear with me, please. Okay, so his actions. Okay, forces in motion, the karma that's hanging over him. His degree of success or not, and his future. Okay. All right, so, oops. These cards they're gorgeous, but they're so slippery. Let me set them over here. Okay, let's get them in frame. All right, a little bit of a glare, so let me put one of my, I don't know if I've got the sacred chopstick or the cherished chopstick, but it's doing a job here for me. Okay. Oh goodness, barely enough room. Sorry about that for the closed captioning. I forgot to move my camera up a little bit. Okay, so actually, let me do it this way. That'll help. There, that should do it. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles. You know, this dude, he doesn't move fast, but he keeps plugging along. So he's making plans. He's still making plans. Of course, you know, because it's always about grifting and golfing, and maybe this is golfing because, you know, he just rides around on a cart. He doesn't go that fast. I mean, even if he were to walk, he wouldn't go very fast. But usually the Page of Swords comes in to tell us he's golfing. But it could be, you know, I mean, because we're dealing with, the Pentacles are always about a material realm. And you know, something in the material realm, and golf clubs, you know, they're manifest material, and the Knights are always about action. So it could be that he's golfing a lot in the last 9 days, you know, in his lame duck presidency. This could also be news that comes towards him. This could be an offer, because the Pages and the Knights often deliver messages. So that makes me wonder about, you know, what type of an offer he might have coming in, which would be, of course, to, I mean, gee, should we dare guess that it might be an offer to resign? I mean, because I can't find anything else to go along with this card, because, you know, it's straight up. It's, I mean, if it were reversed, it would be showing his irresponsibility and, you know, his just being stuck. But I think he knows he's moving on whether he likes it or not, and he's making plans. And look at these other pentacles here. So of course it has to do with money. So okay, I think it's an offer that's going to come in. Like, that's the actual situation. Well, and he's also considering, like, well, where do I go next? Which way? What do I do? Because he knows lawsuits are coming down on him. There's a criminal investigation into Trump Incorporated, Trump Organization Incorporated, and you know he's got a lot of people coming after him. And of course, his challenge with the devil reversed is that he can't get away. He cannot get away. Or it could be. Now, if it is that if it is a release, it can be a release from having either someone having power over him. So this could be, it's possible that it's a release from, Putin's hold over him, because he's no longer the useful idiot. But then again, on another level, his period of feeling oppressed is ending. But then again, this just, I don't know, I feel like it's stuck. I feel like he's stuck. I don't feel like this is a traditional reversed meaning of the devil. I really feel like he's just always been moving towards the money. It's always about the money and the grifting and bringing in. He's just such a transactional guy. And his challenges last 9 days, I think, is that he's no longer in power. He's no longer in any control over, he doesn't have any control. He's been cut off in communication. He's been cut off. All these platforms have dropped him. He doesn't have Parler anymore. He doesn't have Twitter, of course, and Facebook and Instagram. And there's probably, 9 other ones that I don't know about. I think on the news this morning, and today's the 11th, I'm reading this on the 11th, I think that, I think they said there was at least a dozen platforms that had dropped him. So, but he could, if he wanted to, he could make a statement, presidential statement from, but then again, with the news media, would they listen to him? I wonder. I wonder. Okay, so let's go to his, as far as, wait, let me go back here. As far as like the actual situation that's going on, I think this is truly, he's going to get an offer, and he's no longer in any type of power over anyone else. And that's just like kind of an overlay of everything that's coming down on him. Now, up here, as far as for the position for his feelings and attitudes, we have the Queen of Cups reversed. And she's moody, narcissistic person, self-indulgent, like manipulating others through their emotions. So he's yelling, he's demanding. This card, this and the King of Cups reversed, they are really, really evil. This is a card of being a, sociopath, narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic. She's ruthless to get what she wants. And there's like no shame. She'll just go after what she wants. So here he is, he's this drama queen. this like storm that's just coming out of him all the time in his bag of hot air. But this time there's a lot of feeling behind it because he's freaked out. He's freaking out, man. He's totally freaking out. Very insecure, very, needy, and very immature. Wow. Now, this card, as far as for the position of actions and whether or not he's dangerous, well, yeah, this is a card of he thinks he knows the truth. And, I look at all the aces as being yes cards. So in the realm of communication, yes, he is a danger. So I don't know who he's communicating with, but he still is a danger. The karma that's coming down on him and the forces in motion that's hanging over, the area of his life where he doesn't have any control over, this is his lineage. This is his ancestral karma. This is his father and his grandfather and back and back and back. And even, on his mother's side, because, we know she had quite a bit of mental illness. And his father, actually, I think he died of Alzheimer's. So there's that. But again, this is just all about his money. Now, he doesn't have any control over it, is what's going on, because all these lawsuits are coming after him. Yeah, I just see it as his lineage that's hanging down on him. That's the thing, is if you're doing your work on your own, if you approach your soul as needing to transform in some way, and the misgivings of your parents, and you vow to not carry through their, whatever confusion, distortion in their souls, and you say, the buck stops here. Like my parents spanked me and my siblings, and I knew, I knew that when I had my kids, I would never spank them, and I never did. And because there was something in me that knew that you don't, that's not right. It's not right to do. It's like the buck stops here, but in his case, it hasn't. It hasn't. So this is his family karma that's hanging down on him. Now, whether or not he'll be successful, if he takes the offer and he resigns, then what can happen here is that he can preserve some semblance of luxury, because of course it's very, very, very likely that he's going to be losing his assets, many of his assets, if not all of them. But if he resigns, he gets to keep his pension, his lifetime pension for being president. He gets to keep his, Secret Service detail and other benefits. There was a list that I saw, and I don't have it anywhere near me, honestly, so you'd have to look it up. But anyway, he gets to keep all that. So he'll to that degree, I think he is. It's very possible, even though he's digging his heels in now. Okay, so let's take it a couple different ways. Either he's going to resign once he knows, all the details around what's at stake. If he doesn't resign, then this could be him keeping, some bit of his luxurious life. But he's always going to keep focusing on the money. That's what this card's about. So to that degree, he will have, some success. But does he have love? Nah, I don't think so. He have money, but he won't have love. Now, if he keeps digging his heels in, and there's a possibility that he won't successfully be impeached. But then again, it's all the Democrats have to do is wait till January 21st, and or even the afternoon of the 20th, and that's when I think everyone's already sworn in and confirmed. I think. And at that point, there's a Democratic majority in the House and the Senate. So it looks to me like he would definitely be impeached. And if that happens, he can be impeached and he can be convicted and he can be, what's the other word? There was another word for, disqualified. So that means he could never come back into politics again. So it behooves him to resign. It definitely behooves him to resign. So there's some clues here that he might resign, even though it sure doesn't look like it now. But he flips around in his decisions. He'll flip around and do whatever he wants at the last minute. So his future with the Hermit reversed, it's a card of grifters. And it's a card of really bad habits that have just never been, worked on. And it's a card of really bad decisions. Because often this card is about you can't focus and you can't find your inner authority when it's reversed. The Hermit reversed is just scattered and the life force is going everywhere instead of coming inside. So that's his future. Wow. It's also a card, when it's reversed, it's a card of loneliness and just, losing your way and being really sad. Poor baby. And being deceived. So maybe this is an offer from Pence to pardon him. Maybe Pence says, hey dude, come on, resign and I'll pardon you. But then he doesn't. Maybe Pence pulls a fast one on him. Because maybe Pence wants to keep his political career. Whatever's left of it. But anyway, this card is, it's the opposite of wisdom. It's, not learning your lessons. But I think loneliness and isolation is what lies in his future. So, okay. So let me move the cards up here so I can still see them. And let's use the little Lenormand deck. See what it has to tell us. I love the specificity of this system. So, okay. Bear with me. So there's a partnership and agreement because there's a lot of pain. Yep, there we go. Okay. Oops. Melania says bye. See ya, sucker. I'm going to New York. Duh, of course. Okay, might have to draw some more cards, but let's see what we have here so far. So, moving these up. Sorry about the noise out there. I think there's some tree trimming going on, if you can hear that in the background. It's not that bad though. Okay, so Oh, wait, it's not tree trimming. I remember when I went out to walk this morning, there was some marking in the road, so it's actually some road work. Okay, distraction. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have the ring mirroring the dueling card. This is a card of danger and fights. And our theme here is, this is his loyal followers. This is movement. So this is Melania. He's trying to seduce her to stick around, but she's drawn somewhere else. She's attracted to go somewhere else, and she's moving on. Melania's moving on. That's further reiterated here. He's going to be giving some, and I think he already has. Didn't he already give a medal of some stupid ass badge to jackass Jim Jordan? That's what this is about. Giving, so in his last 9 days, because remember, that's what this is about, he's going to be giving some loyal people badges, some people who are important to him, and the people also that he's trying to seduce. Is he going to offer Melania something? Oh my God. Oh. Anyway, let's go back here. So, partnerships, deals, allies, commitments, pacts. It's a relationship card. So here we go. Relationship, marriage with Melania is done. Marriage with Melania is too painful, and there's too much of a burden on her, and she doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. And maybe she didn't even like what he did, with his bond here. This is a card of, making an agreement. This is an agreement that's already been made. So these are the painful, guilty agreements. But this is him reaching out towards his loyal followers who are very, very immature. And now he's trying to hide and cover that up. He's going to try to act. Of course, he's already acting like he didn't have anything to do with it. But it was his call to action. And he did it at the debate with what's his name, with Biden. I'm sorry. He did it at his debate with Joe, and he called out the Proud Boys and said, stand by. Stand back and stand by. So, yeah, because, he thinks he's commander-in-chief. Well, the codes have been taken away from him, so we don't have to worry about that. There's no explosion, card. That's not going to happen. But he is still dangerous. He's definitely dangerous. His alliances, his agreements, his pacts that he's made with people in the past, those are what is dangerous. And whoever these loyal people are who have been funding him, although it's being cut off, though, because that's another thing that's on the news this morning, is that many big corporations are pulling their contributions. So that's not happening anymore. So yeah, so painful bonds, guilty bonds. And this is his burden to bear, because he hasn't taken self-responsibility. This is a card of pain and grief. So he's going to be having grief over, like I said, those relationships in the past that created the mob. He has karma with all those people, and they have karma with him. And this could also be the law coming down on him. This could also be laws. This could even be our Constitution that he's violated. Well, he did. I mean, he's guilty of sedition. And the insurrectionists, the the childish, immature insurrectionists. But anyway, for his last days, 9 days in office, yeah, this is Melania, this is the marriage going. So maybe she'll take off even before the 20th. Who knows? Maybe she's gone already. It's very possible. And so yeah, so break up with Melania. The pain and the amount of burden that's hanging, his cross to bear is quite dangerous because of the choices he could make. So I don't know if this is him trying to take off. Maybe this would be him going to Palm Beach, Mar-a-Lago. That's what I meant to say. Or if this is, because I think it's both, honestly, both. And his crossroads, he's got a dangerous crossroads ahead of him, a dangerous path. And Melania's leaving, and he's trying to figure out where to go. He's trying to figure out the change. But again, remember, he winds up isolated and alone with the Hermit reversed. And remember, this card up here about his feelings and his attitudes, the Queen of Cups reversed, this is probably because she's leaving him, and that's done. Maybe she's even at a point where, I don't know if she'd ever get there, but if maybe the money doesn't matter, or maybe she's got the money from him and now she's gone. And this card with the key, as far as timing goes, it can happen right away. But it's those immature mob, it's the immature mob, the dangerous mob, that has created this, important situation in his life. And here he is giving away pardons and medals of honor, badges of freedom or whatever. I don't know who else he's going to give it to. Maybe Ted Cruz. Maybe Matt Gaetz. But that's how he has seduced them, and he's still trying to find something. I think in the last 9 days, probably, or until she's gone, he's going to keep trying to seduce her into staying somehow. On another level, he's just always attracted to conflict. This card it's akin to the Five of Swords in the Tarot. It can be an attack. It can be that somebody now, I just feel like it's the immature children, the immature, this is the child card, but I see it as this immature mob that he seduced. And this is very, very important. And that's what's going to keep coming out, I think. I mean, this is a card of fighting. Or it could just be a really big challenge. But of course, his challenge is because he screwed up. He created a call to action. I mean, it's awful what he did. But again, this, back here to this, this reminds me of this card. Trying to make a deal, an offer, a deal. And it's important, but there's seduction here. So I don't know if he experiences the betrayal right away, because I limited this reading to just his last 9 days. And there's a video in there of what it's like for him on the 22nd, so I can't remember what's in it, but you can look at that, because that should be the clue. But yeah, he's just going to be seducing, trying to figure out where to go, trying to make the big change in his life. This is about, journeys, and it's even, it's primarily, the key word is change, but it can be about foreign places as well. But it's, it's one of the action cards, as well as this has to do with traveling, or it can be traveling. But it's about a decision, most of all, choosing. This is Melania, who's had it. She's done. She's cut off the relationship, and she's choosing to travel. And I don't know if that means that she just goes back to New York, or she, gets out of Dodge and goes to another country altogether. And then this is his badges, his good old boys club that he thinks he's in. But all this is kind of cut off. These two cards here are really bad for a relationship, and that's all he has left as far as moving forward in his life. He has to do it. He's dependent upon other people helping him. And this isn't normally a card of legal cases, but it certainly can be. It's usually a card of something hidden. And you look to the cards around it to see what is, what might open up the, the information that's hidden. Well, we have the key here, and the key certainly unlocks this book. If it had a padlock on it, you could imagine the key would unlock this. And I think the information is about, more information is going to come out about him and maybe other family members and their call to action. And of course, we know they were partying, like before it. And Don Jr., or what do you guys call him, Demon Jr., Demon Jr., he did his microphone thing out front, with in front of a crowd to get the people all worked up. So, dad and son got the people all worked up, and then they went and stormed the Capitol, and 5 people are dead. So that's on him. So things are going to come out. Things are going to be, secrets will be revealed. And this could be, on another level, I still think it's actually giving, medals of freedom or badges of honor, whatever, to people that don't deserve it, and pardons. But it's also, this also could show people who were connected to the conflict. So this could be Capitol Police, some of the Capitol Police that were, who it's hidden now, but it's going to come out, but who were in on it and held back when they should have asked for help. Or the powers that be that held them all back. Because why didn't we have the National Guard in there like we had at the Black Lives Matter protest, which was nothing but a protest, and they turned it into an awful, awful, violent situation on people that didn't deserve it. And then he did his photo op, with the Bible upside down in front of some church as if he goes to church. Anyway, we know for sure that this conflict on the 6th was handled very, very differently than a Black Lives Matter protest. And this was insurrection, and these people all need to be locked up. And many of them will be, because they're dumb enough. That's the thing, is evil is pretty dumb. Evil is not very evolved, If these guys were evolved, they wouldn't have taken pictures of themselves inside of, the Capitol building doing certain things. So, okay, I don't know if I'm seeing anything else here. I mean, I did get before that he would resign, but that last video I did on him, whether it be resign or 25th, or be resigning or 25th out, or impeached, all of that, you know, it's really hard to, I was trying to predict from the moment, but people can change their minds and that can change everything. And I'm not just dealing with Donald Trump and one other person. We're dealing with Donald Trump and a whole slew of, you know, the House and the Senate, and, you know, so it's kind of like good luck on being accurate with that one, really. But anyway, we'll see. So it's almost over. It's almost over with him, but we do need to set precedents so this can't happen. And we do need new laws so that, you know, there needs to be psychological testing for people that get into governmental positions of power. That's hands down what needs to happen. I mean, policemen and firefighters have to take psychological tests to get their job positions, so why shouldn't a politician? So, okay, well, that's it for this one. I'm sorry it's not more exciting, but I think we're just seeing, well, the one thing we do see is that Melania's gone, and we do see him kind of scampering to get away, and then doing some pardons on the way out. But the important piece is here is that the truth will come out about this. This could be this dueling, angry mob of, this could also be on another level. I didn't think of it till just a second, but, or a second ago. This could be like the Ku Klux Klan. This can be the white supremacist group, because this is a group of people. It's just an order. It's just a club. It could be Masons, Shriners, you know, it could be a group of anything, anyone. But this is the danger here, and this is the fight, and this is the seduction that Mr. Little Mob Boss has. But I think the important cards to remember is just he's going to be very, very emotionally reactive, and he's going to be looking to cut someone, and he's got the karma of his entire lineage. So not just his karma, but he's got Fred Sr.'s and his grandfather's karma, who, wasn't it the grandfather who owned a bunch of brothels all across the West Coast? On up through Canada. And he's going to be very, very lonely. Isolated and lonely. So that's it. I'm going to stop. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.